Right now, as you're watching this video, your Facebook ads are probably costing you way more than you think. And I'm not just talking about your ad spend, I'm talking about the leads you're not getting, the appointments you're missing, and the revenue you're leaving on the table because of 4 specific mistakes in your ad account. I'm Spencer Wright, and after helping generate over $100 million in closed jobs for contractors online, I've audited hundreds of ad accounts and seen the same pattern repeat itself over and over. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all of the 4 mistakes and show you exactly how to fix them. Because here's the truth, you do not need more leads. You need exclusive referral quality leads that actually show up and close. And these 4 fixes are what turn total strangers into the kind of appointments that close like word of mouth. No geographic exclusions, the wasted territory problem. The first mistake I see in almost every contractor ad account is paying for leads you can never actually service. Let me tell you about a guy named Nick. He's a veteran roofer of mine out of Syracuse, New York. His previous agency set him up a targeting radius and everything looked fine on paper. Except he kept getting leads from Buffalo, 4 hours away. He was paying $50 per lead for people he would literally never drive to see. Here's why this happens. Facebook's location targeting is not as precise as you think. You set just a 20-mile radius, but Facebook also shows your ads to people who've recently been in that area, searched for businesses there, or whose phones pinged a cell tower nearby. So you end up with leads that are 1, 2, sometimes 4 hours outside of your service area. You're not just wasting money on the lead itself, you're wasting time following up, getting excited about a potential job, but then realizing they're too far and have to say no. And here's the part that most people miss. You're also training Meta's algorithm to find more of the people just like that. Every bad lead teaches Facebook, this is what Spencer wants, get more of these. Same ad spend, completely different results. The only difference is whether you're teaching the algorithm to find real opportunities or garbage. The fix is simple. Exclusion pins. Facebook lets you exclude specific locations, not just target them. Drop a pin on areas outside of your service zone and tell Facebook to exclude them. Takes 10 seconds per exclusion, saves you 20 to 30% on your ad budget. Every dollar you spend should go towards people you can actually close. Main point number 2, instant forms are training your algorithm to find garbage. Second mistake, and this one is devastating, is running traffic to an instant lead form on Facebook instead of a proper landing page with strategic friction. Here is what 99% of contractors and their Facebook ad guide do not understand about how Facebook ads actually work. When you tell Meta you want leads, Meta wants to get you leads. They're incentivized to deliver volume because that's what keeps you spending money with them. So if you use those instant forms, the ones that autofill someone's name and email with one tap, what happens? People submit them by accident. You reach out and they say, I didn't fill that out. Or worse, they don't remember you at all. They were scrolling through their feed, looking at memes, talking politics, accidentally tapped something, their info autofilled, and now you're calling them like a telemarketer. But here's the real damage. Every time one of those so-called leads comes through, you're telling Meta, this is what a good lead looks like. Go find me more of these people. You're literally training the algorithm to send you more tire kickers, more accidental opt-ins, and more time wasters. This is what I call pixel poisoning. Bad data in, bad data out. Your algorithm gets dumber with every garbage lead you generate. And here's what makes this even worse. Homeowners are researching way before they're ready to sign. They're scrolling, saving photos, asking neighbors in January and February, even if they don't want the project until May. If your system is optimized for garbage leads, you're poisoning your algorithm during the exact window when serious buyers are making their mental shortlist. You are training Facebook to ignore the people who actually have 30 grand to spend. The fix is building a proper qualification funnel with strategic friction. I send traffic off platform to a landing page I control. That page has a multi-step survey, 4 or 5 questions. Are you in my service area? Are you a homeowner? What's your project scope? What's your rough budget range? When are you hoping to get this done? Or whatever qualification question makes sense for your business. Then they have to manually enter their contact information. They click a button confirming they're not a robot, and then they submit. By the time they do all of that, you know they have real intent. They've demonstrated commitment. And now you're sending that clean, high intent data back to Meta. The algorithm says, oh, this is what Spencer wants. Let me go find more people exactly like this. The leads get better and better over time instead of worse. The algorithm becomes your competitive advantage instead of your worst enemy. One of my clients, Chip Painter, got 63 leads in his first 3 weeks using this system. Only one person out of the 63 questioned him about his minimum. That's a 1.5% tire kicker rate. Same platform, same ad spend, completely different quality. The only difference is what you're teaching the algorithm to find. Third mistake is letting Facebook auto-optimize everything. Text improvements, image animations, enhanced CTAs, dynamic creative. Sounds helpful, right? Let the AI do the work. Here's the problem. You have no idea what's actually working. Facebook changes your headline, tweaks your copy, animates your image. You get leads, but you can't tell which version converted. When you want to scale, you're stuck. When performance drops, you don't know what to fix. I've audited accounts where contractors had 5 different auto-generated versions running, spending $200 a day, and couldn't tell me what was working. That's not a system. That's gambling. The elite media buyers I've learned from use something called single variable split testing. Here's how it works. You run your ads with your copy, your images, your call to action exactly as you designed them. Then you test one variable at a time. Same creative, 3 different headlines. See which headline wins. Take that winning headline, test 3 different hooks. Take that winning hook, test 3 different thumbnails. This is called ad variable isolation, and it gives you 100% clarity on what's driving conversions. When you understand what works, you can say definitively, promise style messaging with demo style videos targeting this angle is exactly what converts from my business. That clarity is what lets you scale with confidence. My clients can dial their ad spend from $50 a day to more than $1,000 a day and get proportional results. Not because they got lucky, but because they know exactly what works. When you spend $50 and get 1 appointment, you can spend $500 and get 10. It's math, not hope. But when Facebook controls everything, you're renting results. The moment the algorithm shifts, your results disappear and you can't get them back. Same budget, same platform. The difference is whether you own your system or you're gambling on Facebook's black box. Own your system. Don't rent it from Facebook. Now, here's the thing. Fixing these Facebook ad mistakes will absolutely save you money and get you better results. But these are just settings. The real difference between contractors who scale and those who stay stuck is not just running better ads. It's having a complete system that makes you feel like the referred contractor before you ever shake their hand. Same homeowners, same projects, completely different close rates. If you want me to take a look at your ad account and show you what a full lead generation system looks like for your business, click the link below and book a free strategy call. I'll audit what you're doing now, show you what's broken, and map out exactly what it takes to go from inconsistent lead flow to 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 referral quality appointments per month. Main point number 4, no propaganda pipeline. The ghost after great appointment problem. The 4th mistake is the most expensive one, and it's one almost nobody ever talks about. You get leads, you run the appointments, you give great presentations, they say, let me think about it, and you never hear from them again. You follow up 2 or 3 times, then move on. But here's what's happening in those 3 to 7 days after you leave. They're still researching. They're watching YouTube videos, they're scrolling Facebook, they're reading reviews, they're comparing options. And if you're not showing up in that research, your competitor is. Here's why this matters so much. Think about what happens with a real referral. Your neighbor says, we used Mike's decking. They showed up when they said they would. Price was fair. And the deck still looks brand new after 3 years later. You don't need 4 quotes. You call that one company almost ready to buy. That is why referrals close at 70 to 90% and cold traffic leads generated close at 10 to 30%. It's not magic. It's trust transfer. Every conversation your neighbor had about that contractor, every photo they showed you on their phone, every story about how the crew cleaned up after themselves, that's all trust being manufactured before you ever meet the contractor. By the time the referred contractor shows up to give you a quote, you already know them, like them, and trust them. This sale is 80% done before you ever knock on the door. With cold leads, you're starting from zero. You're a stranger asking for 10, 20, 30 grand. Here's the key insight that changed everything for my clients. You can't buy referrals, but you can behave like the referred contractor before they ever talk to you. The fix is what I call the authority pipeline. Here's how it works. Anyone who interacts with your ads, visits your website, or engages with your content gets retargeted with educational content that positions you as the expert in your market. Project walkthroughs, testimonials from homeowners in their city, their neighbors, before and afters from homes just like theirs, videos where you're teaching them about a $40,000 project, what that actually looks like, how to avoid getting burned, what questions to ask a contractor. You're not screaming, buy now, please. You're calmly saying, when you're ready for this project, here's the kind of contractor you want, here's what it should cost, and here's how you avoid getting ripped off. By the time they fill out your lead form and book an appointment, they've already had dozens of micro exposures to you. They feel like they already know you. They've watched you teach, seen your work, heard from your past clients. When you knock on their door, you're not a stranger begging for trust. You're the guy who taught them everything they needed to know about getting that new deck, or new siding, or new windows, or whatever home service contractor vertical you're in. In effect, you've become the obvious choice. Same homeowner, same project, same budget. The only difference is that you manufactured trust before the appointment instead of trying to create it from scratch at the kitchen table. The sale does not happen at the appointment. By the time you show up, it's already 80% done. The appointment is just where you confirm what they've already decided, that you're the one. One of my clients put it perfectly.
I think Spencer and his leads and his business, they give you a leg up. They just do. You're not competing. I haven't been competing with anybody. I mean, most people have gotten 2 or 3 bids, and they're not really tire kicking, but get 3 bids. Remember, everybody get 3 bids. Oh, you got to get 3. You got to get 3. I don't even know what the hell that means. Yeah. But most of these people have had 2 and 3 bids and are not satisfied with what they saw.
I haven't been competing with anybody. Most people have gotten 2 to 3 bids and aren't satisfied with what they saw. Then I show up and they're ready to work with me. That's not luck. That's what happens when you manufacture trust before you ever shake their hand. So those are the 4 mistakes. Fix them and you will see better results. But here's what separates me from every other marketer online: speed. When I build these systems for contractors, they start getting leads within 24 to 48 hours, not 90 days, hours. Results year round. Chip Painter is booking work in November, 6 to 8 months out, when most deck builders are starving and waiting for spring. Jason Flynn had his biggest month ever, over $500,000 in sales, and he's already booking into next spring while his competitors are slowing down for the holidays. And I guarantee it, 100 exclusive appointment opportunities in 100 days, or I'll refund you, I will pay you $2,000 and work for free until you get them. I can make that promise because this system works. I've used it to help contractors generate over $100 million in revenue. I've seen contractors stuck at the same revenue for years break through once they got this right. Guys who were running 3 to 4 appointments a week are now running 3 to 4 a day because they built demand and trust ahead of time. They're choosing the best jobs, not begging for any. If you're ready to build a predictable pipeline that delivers referral quality appointments on demand, click the link below and book a call. And let's figure out if this makes sense for your business.